I think it's fair to say that with Zenless Zone Zero, I haven't been overly critical or overly praising. I feel like I've been somewhere in the middle, and I've been fair in both my criticism and also my positive experiences. That being said, today we're going to glaze the hell out of the game because the Jane Doe story quest is so good. It's so good, and it gives me hope for future story updates and also future character updates, because let's keep it, let's just get into it, shall we? So, first of all, this is very much detached from the regular story, right? This is detached from what we've seen for Chapter 1, 2, and 3. It's called a special mission. I think it was like Chapter 000 or whatever it was, right? So, these are basically our companion quests, I reckon, right? And ways to help sell the characters as they come out. And I definitely think they did a very good job on this one. So, what makes this so special? Well, it's very simple, right? Jane Doe is a really well-written character, right? So, her whole thing is she's sort of like Yinlin in the sense that she's very good at being undercover, getting into the role, and then infiltrating from there. So, she pretends to be a member of the Mountain Lions to get information and to get the upper hand on them. And that's really, really cool, right? We get to see the thought process behind all of that. And we get to see the dynamics between her and PubSec. Everybody's favorite group, I think. I think PubSec's actually really, really cool. And we'll get into that as well. Because, Jesus Christ, this game's really good at building up the factions now. I don't think there's a faction that I don't like anymore, to be completely honest. And I think that's a really, really good thing. So, yeah. I think the story flowed well. I think pacing-wise, it was incredible. It never felt like it dropped off. It never felt like it was like boom, 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 boom. It was never. It wasn't like too little. It wasn't too much. It was perfectly blended, right? And I think that's great. I think this will be one of those stories and one of those like quests that over time people are going to go, yeah, I remember this. It was really, really good. And I think it will stand the test of time. Now, would I put it on a level of a Chapter 3 or a Chapter 2? Actually, yeah. Do I think it's better than any of those? I still prefer all of Chapter 2, and I think Chapter 3 was really, really good. I put it on par with Chapter 3, but I still think Chapter 2 is my favorite thing that Zenless has done so far. But now we get into Jane Doe herself, okay? Because I know a lot of people like Jane Doe for one reason or another, right? She's a really, really good character in terms of kit and just play style. You get to play as Jane for a little bit in this whole story, and oh my god, she's so fun to play. I will be picking her up. I will be getting Jane Doe. I don't care, okay? She's so fun to play, and I don't think I could have an account without having her chilling on there, right? Like, I'm going to be building her up and everything, because she's really, really good. And hey, man, I need fun characters in this game. Not to say that my current team isn't fun, but I do want variety. And if Jane Doe's cool, which she is, then hey, it's a good pickup, right? Really good anomaly character, which, let's just simplify it, really, really good DOT character. And I believe Jane Doe helps make Anomaly crit, which means she's very, very good for Anomaly just in general. So, even if you are one of those people that's pulling for meta, you're probably going to want Jane Doe, because I feel like Anomaly is going to be very, very big in the future. I don't know, but yeah. But, you've got the gameplay, and you've got the meta, and then you've got the people who really, really like her design. And I'm going to say it. I'm about to say something so bold, so controversial. If you are one of the people that likes her design and a certain feature that they've added with her in the form of the, I'm just going to get out of the way, the jiggle physics, okay? Then you cannot sit there and cringe at the
wow, that rat siren girl sure has that riz
line, okay? You can't do it because you've been thinking it since she was announced, okay? Just gonna say that now. Yeah, the bell lines in this story are absolutely unhinged, and I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I said from the get-go, let's make the writing, you know, tongue-in-cheek, fun, comedic, you know, things that hit. And I think Belle just being a goofball really works, because you've basically got Belle, who's like the complete goofball, and like Wise, who's like the completely oblivious, very, very just straightforward guy, right? Like, you've got the fun dynamic there, and it's always nice to see that, right? It's nice to see main characters who have a set forward, you know, a set personality, which, you know, I think is another good thing. Let's talk about PubSec as well, shall we? So, this gives us a little bit more insight, not too much, but a little bit more insight into Qingyi and Zhu Yuan. But it mainly focuses on the new character for PubSec coming out, which is Seth. Now, I said I didn't like this guy. I put him in C tier, okay, in terms of design, because he just ain't it for me, right? But this is going to be one of those times, a bit like Rena, I think, where the character bumps them up in terms of tier. I would probably put Seth in a low A tier. I think he's a really, really cool character, and I think his whole motive of seeing the good in everybody is a really good character trope that if they keep working on that, if Seth's in more story content, then that's definitely something that's going to work in their benefit, because, you know, you can just put the most evil character near Seth and he'll go, I think you can change, just listen to me, man. And I think that's fun. I think, again, that's something that they could definitely hone in on a lot. And I do think, because he's on Jane Doe's banner, I've heard he's very, very good too. So, you know, if we get a couple copies of Seth, we go and call it a day, you know? But yeah, like, it was definitely a fun experience. There were no TVs. I just realized there were no TVs in this storyline, right? And I do think that they do need to do some story things, some chapters without TVs, and just see what they can actually do with it, right? Because I personally like the TVs. I think they're fine, in moderation. The more I've played it, the more I'm like, the TVs are great when they're unique, they're fun, and they're kind of spaced out. At the moment, I have like 15 side quests that I haven't done, and majority of them are exploration ones, which are TVs. And I'm sat there being like, I could probably do like 2 of them at a time before I'm just like, they're all just going to be the same thing. So, overall thoughts, let's just keep this short, sweet, to the point, shall we, when it comes to this. I think that if you were not pulling for Jane Doe before, and if you're not, like, hell-bent on getting both members of the Sons of Caledon and Caesar and Bernice, I would definitely give this story a go if you haven't played it already. And if you have played it already, I'd be willing to bet that this has probably changed your mind on Jane Doe, and you're probably going to go for her, because it's such a cool story. Jane's such a cool character, and I think if you enjoyed the story, you're going to pull for it. But I think this is the simplest thing, right? The beats were cool, the narrative was cool, it was simple but effective. It told a good story without doing too much, and, you know, I feel like it left a little bit to be desired in terms of, you know, the future of Jane Doe, and I really hope that this isn't the only time we see Jane Doe in the story. I hope we get a little bit more. Maybe we get another undercover mission, right? I don't know, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Undercover RnB and the Jane Doe story and all of that, right? But yeah, that was it. See ya!